All right, here I am again. Man, I'm popping up here a lot, aren't I? That's all right. Um, like I said, I'm pretty solid with when I say I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it. And I wanted to come in and show a little bit of post production on those prints that I made yesterday. Actually, it started on Saturday, remember? I did a little demo, printed some out. I didn't get all the way through them, had a couple more to do. So now this is what we have. This is what I just pulled out of my dark room here. All the prints, 4 of them. Look at them. So that's why you see that print curled up. Really, if you unfurl them, you'll get something like that. And I hope these are higher quality. I realized my bit stream wasn't quite, or the quality of streaming, I could only go to 480 on YouTube. So hopefully this is a little higher quality so you can see. What I'm going to do this morning or this afternoon or this evening or whenever you're watching this is I'm going to show you how I flatten these prints and a little bit of post-production on them. So you see, you go from that to a nice flattened print. But you can kind of get an idea all the way through here. I don't want to break them. But those are the toning values that I got on them. And you probably hadn't seen this Silas Soul grade one, which I like a lot. I toned that down to more a neutral silver color. You get a nice little motion with the flags, and there's some ghostly stuff crawling up the sides of that print. So I have all 4 prints. These are going out tomorrow in books. But before I do that, I got to flatten them out. I'll sign them on the back, give a little bit of a thank you there, and go from there. So, what is it? Monday today. It's a holiday here in the U.S. and it's President's Day, believe it or not. So that's why I can't send these prints out today, or they'd go out with the books. And so we're just gonna send them out tomorrow. And I want to thank you guys again for jumping in on Saturday. And I thought that was a great show. I got a lot of good feedback from it, and excited to pursue this. Like I said, next Saturday I won't be doing a live stream. I'll do that on Sunday, a week from yesterday, actually. I don't know what day it is, the 25th or something like that. You can look on my YouTube channel and see. I got a pot workshop next Saturday and doing this stuff, actually. And then Sunday we'll go into some chemistry. I've got a lot of good questions that's come in. I've got a lot of good, some burning questions about how people should handle, or is it safe to do this? What about cadmium-free collodion? Everything from safety and some of the ancillary stuff around safety. Like, will the quality of my images suffer if I will the quality of my images suffer if I substitute this for that, and those kinds of things. So we're going to talk about this chemistry substitution. We're going to talk primarily about safely handling collodion, ether, cadmium, fire hazards with alcohol and spirit lamps and all kinds of stuff like that. So that's next Sunday. So having said that, let's pull over to, I've got my press heated up over here. I'm going to take the first one. I just call it first because that's kind of the order. I'm going to show you how I handle flattening these Collodio-Chloride prints out like that. So let's walk over there and take a look-see. I'm going to unplug you here, pull you up. I'll show you how I do it and how I, manage this kind of, I call it post-production, really, right? I mean, that's what it is. If I scoot you down here, you can see this is my press, and I've got it set at 83 Celsius, maybe 185, 190 degrees Fahrenheit. And if I open it up, inside of here, you'll just see a piece of acid-free paper. It's a little bit dirty, I guess, now, but it's okay. what I'm going to do is I'm going to crawl in here with this. I guess I could do a cut. Let me do 2 at a time. I'm going to go grab another one. Hold on. I'm going to grab another print. I'll do 2 at a time here. Let's grab one, another one here. They're really, like I said, the quote plastic side gets caught up with the cotton side. So I'm going to do 2 at a time. And what I'm going to do is open this paper up in here. I'm going to flatten this down. I'm going to hold that one with this hand, flatten this other one out, and hold it with my other hand, like that. I don't think I have any curls on the side there. Put the paper over it like that, and then just slowly let my press down on top of it real quick, just like that. Now, I'm going to go set my timer for 5 minutes. Over here, you can see that I've got, can you see that under glass maybe? I got a couple of them that we did under glass already here. Those are the ones we did. Saturday I toned them a little differently, but I'm going to set my timer here for 5 minutes, and we'll go back over in 5 minutes and take a look at them. So it's pretty simple. Maybe I'll go 4 minutes. Let's do 4 minutes. Let me just do 20. Yeah, let's do 4 minutes. That'll go off when we're ready to go. And it'll give us an idea, or give you guys an idea of how these post-production Collodio-Chloride prints go. And again, you're going to get curling with this. I've said this a few times, but I think it's important to reiterate. You're going to get curling with this because you've got paper, free paper on one side, and then kind of plastic nitrocellulose on the other, and that tends to want to curl that stuff up. And it'll really, I mean, you see them, they just wrap right around, right? And they're really stiff, and you don't want to break them. There's a nice toning on that. I made one myself yesterday and put it on a board. Here's another one of Peter's. I'm going to send him both of these. I don't want to break it, but that's the tree shot. And then I actually did one of that old destroyed negative, right? There's that one too. So there's a whole bunch of options here. Like I said, if you don't have a press, if you don't have what you just saw there, use an iron, a clothes iron. Don't get it too hot. Use that, and you'll see it'll flatten out. And just don't crease the sides on it, and don't do the, make sure you don't have any folds in it. You'll see here in just a second how nice and flat those are. I'll actually put them under the glass over there though while they're still warm, and as they cool off, it tends to keep them nice and flat. And then I'm going to slide these in books, so you'll be able to, they should arrive just fine, just nice and flat for everybody. So it's easy, it's simple. There's just those couple of things you want to be aware of and make sure you manage as you go through this. You don't want to have a how do I say, you don't want to ruin a print after you've already gone through all that work. You do have the negative, so that's a good part about it. If you do ruin a print, you do have the negative, you can print again, but you don't really want to go through that process of having to redo those things. So it says I've got a good connection here. I hope I'm accurate. Maybe I should go over to settings and see if I can real quick output. I'll drop that bit rate down to 4,000, see what I get there. So that's the idea, and we're real close to pulling those prints out of the press, and we'll jump on that and see what we get. So I was looking at a piece of software called Ecamm Live. It looks interesting, but I don't know that I'll do this long enough before I move to really justify that. But it does allow people to come in, kind of like the old Google Hangouts, which I thought worked well. I know the quality wasn't that great, but at least you could come in, you could chat and ask and answer questions, show your own stuff, to the audience, and have that kind of thing going on. But at the end of the day, I think I'm just going to hang with YouTube, and there we are, YouTube and this OBS software. Let's walk over and grab these prints out of here. I'm going to do 2 more. I'm going to bring those over with me as I go here. I'll set them up here. I'm going to grab these out of the printer there, or not printer, the press, sorry. Set those there. I open that up, nice and flat still. There we go. Nice and flat. Come on over here before they kind of cool off, so to speak. And I'm going to slide them under this piece of glass with these other 2. The first one, really toned differently. I tried to get some variety just to show some variety. Get them under there like that. Perfect. Can you guys see those? I hope you can. It's a nice little mixture there. Maybe if I do that. Nice little mixture of different tone prints and the variations you can get. Let's go over here. Let's put these other 2 under. Just see me do the same thing here again. Got the other 2 prints. Set that one there for a second. Just be careful as you do this, right? You unfurl them, pick them up. I'll set that one under there. Grab the other one. Takes a little bit of dexterity, not a whole lot. I try to separate them well enough where I don't have to concern myself with them touching each other. Get them nice and flat. Put them under there before they jump down. Let's go set our timer. Let's take one more peek at these here. Yeah, they look great. I try to get them all the way under the glass. I should have a bigger piece of glass here, but that's okay. It gives you some idea. The glass is kind of dirty too. Gives you some idea though of what flattening those prints, which is really important because ultimately you're either going to mat them and frame them or do something with them, right? So let's set the timer. I could have I'll go 4 minutes still. Let me set this back to 4 minutes, which will be 28. Perfect, just like that. So that'll buzz. Always make sure you set a timer. If you have prints in there, even at 180 or 80, 85 Celsius, whatever you're running, make sure you set a timer. You do not want to forget those in there for sure. So let's see, do we have anything going on here? Cool. Okay, so that is kind of the idea behind the post-production that I do after you make these prints, how I flatten them out, what I do with them. And people say, well, what do you, after you have them flattened, how long will they stay flat? When they cool off, they'll ridge up just a little bit maybe, or if you don't keep them under something or in some books or something like that, if you keep pressure on them after a day or 2, they'll remain flat unless you get them really humid. You're in a humid area. They'll stay nice and flat. So, and then, like I said yesterday, I think I know I showed you on that video yesterday that I made I have some square mats, like 6mm thick mats that I just acid-free tape the image inside the window there. They look great. Can frame them up, whatever you want to do. So that's kind of from start to finish making the prints. But again, you want to make sure that you have, this is the negative on the, where's this one here? This is the negative on the Silas Souls grave here. That's quite dense. You can see that. You want to have a dense enough negative to make a decent print. But I was just saying this morning, talking to someone about how forgiving this actual printing out process is. You can do bright ambrotypes. I've seen good bright ambrotypes, overexposed ambrotypes, which a lot of people make regardless, that will actually print out on Collodio-Chloride and look halfway decent. They can't be muddied. They need to be crisp and clear and all that kind of stuff. But a lot of times you can get away with something that would never print on salt or albumin would print nicely on this. And then if you get too dense with this, sometimes you'll run into some contrast issues, or you don't print deep enough, so you're underexposed in the final print, those kinds of things. One thing I want to note as well too, you may have noticed if you go back and watch the first video from the 15th on Saturday, February 15th, making P.O.P prints part 2, you'll notice that the fine art burrito paper tones to a silver, a cool color, a blue, or you can go darker, silver, kind of silver gelatin silver kind of color, a cool color. And you'll notice the Canson will, in fact, where's that print at that I have here somewhere that I only fixed and I didn't even tone, goes to, I don't know where it's at now. I don't know what I did with it. There it is. Let's go grab these two. It'll be a warmer color. That Canson paper, it gives a real warm color, but you can tone them. You can tone them to whatever you want. I don't know where that. I put it up on the wall right there. There it is. That's only just fixed in sodium thiosulfate. That's a Canson paper. That test we did, I don't know how long ago, a week or two ago. So I'm going to shut this off. And I'm going to pull these prints out. Nice and flat again. Coming out of, oh yeah, beautiful. Coming out of there nice and flat. Let's go put them on the, I'll take these other two out because they've been there a while. I'll take these top two out here. There's our 4 prints that we talked about doing right there. See if we can get a shot of those. And then you'll see these two off to the side here. I think, yeah. Something like that. Wildly different. Just in the toning. Just in the toning alone. Just wildly different. So, that shows you how I do it. My process of kind of post-production on these. I hope you got something out of it. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time here. I've covered pretty much everything. So if you have any questions, give me a shout. You know where to reach me. And we will catch you on Sunday. Next Sunday, we'll do the chemistry and safety and all that. So thanks for watching. My name is Quinn Jacobson. This is a Studio Q show live. And even if you don't watch it live, you can get something out of it later. So thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you next week. Ciao.